At a tornado watch that was just issued from the National Weather Service. This is mainly for our southern communities, however. We are seeing tree branches coming down. We are seeing the trees sway back and forth. You see those reds and greens here kind of matching up together just south of Tomah. This is kind of where we are watching that rotation. Continue to head south because it looks like, according to the latest radar data that you were showing there, Eric, that the majority of the heavier rain and gusty winds continues to be on the south side of the storm cell. 425 Hillsborough area here too, and then 431 you got Union Center. You need to be in your safe spot. And actually getting some good flooding here. We are turning into a vacant parking lot to kind of give you a good shot. So if we can take our GoPro and show you some of the street flooding that's happening on the south side of Crosse. This is why we tell you when you're under a tornado warning, that's when you need to be in your safe spot and you need to be away from windows and the lowest floor of your home. So you can see the water is right near up to the front license plate, right up towards the middle of the tires there. You can see where these reds and greens here, that is where that tight couplet is, that tight rotation that we're currently watching just north there of Cutler. And if you take a look at our dash cam right in front of us, you can actually see not only the snow-covered roadways, but we got a couple of snow plowers in front of us right now. This is kind of what we call a QLCS, so quasi-linear convective system, where we have just multiple rounds of thunderstorms in a linear fashion. And when you have some of these tornado warnings that pop up within this line, that means that there could be some very quick, brief spin-ups. We have noticed a little bit of ice pellets falling, sleet, and that's because the temperatures aloft are warming up here a little bit to allow that snow to kind of transition to more of like an icy feel, and that's kind of what we're noticing here. So we're seeing a combination of snow and sleet here. If you're listening from Richland Center, you need to be in your safe spot right now. In fact, you guys help at home too, so if there's any damage reports that you may find, definitely post it on our First Alert Weather Facebook page. It's a good way to stay in touch with us. There's also reports of some hail that's being reported with this storm here too. So we'll go ahead and pick up on some of the data here, and I'll go ahead and show you some of the hail specifics onto this thunderstorm. And again, we're going to go ahead and zoom in so that way we can get an idea of what is happening here. And again, just mainly south of the town of Hale, east of Elk Creek is where we're seeing the hail with this thunderstorm. And if we can go ahead and pinpoint exactly what's happening, you got golf ball size hail around this area just north of Whitehall. And south of Hale, you got $half size hail. I understand we still have Eric Dean out there live for us in the Storm Runner vehicle. Eric, good morning here once again, and give us a brief update here. What's going on? Not good news here are the latest reports coming in across the Mississippi River. Here's a look at some of these locations. Areas like Wabasha, Winona, and also into Trempealeau. You are all expected to crest today, but unfortunately, we will continue to remain and crest at the major flooding stage. Now, meanwhile, in La Crosse, you are expected to crest tomorrow at 16.1 feet. Now, this is the second round moving through, so if you combine all of these totals between Tuesday through Thursday, on top of what we're already going to see here with this first round moving through, we can see around a foot of snow or just over a foot in many spots on top of very gusty winds that are expected. Could be looking at a pretty strong line of showers and thunderstorms capable of producing some heavy rainfall, maybe even some gusty winds and some hail. This thing is really cranking now. It's a Category 3 hurricane, well-defined system. There's the eye just crossed Cuba, and because this area is so flat, it really didn't disrupt the inner core very much. That's why the system is still intact. Plenty of heavy rain bands now moving across the Florida Peninsula. Here comes round number 2, especially by tomorrow afternoon. It's going to start moving north, and a lot of us are going to be engulfed in some heavy snow here. Now riding along that northern coast of the Dominican Republic, you can see heavy rains that continue to pour in from the south of the outer rain band, still affecting Puerto Rico, which, by the way, they've been receiving about at least 1 to 2 feet of rain down there. And we take you into early Thursday. This is our next cold front that we're watching, and this is going to pack a lot of cold air once again behind it. Indications are from the Hurricane Center is that it will continue to strengthen to a very powerful Category 3, 125-mile-per-hour winds by tomorrow morning, and then continue to move towards the northeast over the open waters of the Atlantic. Wind chill advisories are in effect until 9 o'clock this morning, and that is because we still could be looking at wind chills at 35 below zero in many spots out there. So make sure to bundle up and stay warm out there if you're going to be outside. Wind start to tap into more snow come later this morning. And then some of us dealing with that rain and snow kind of mixing together as we head into the early afternoon. And then we'll start to see that change over to really just all snow come later this afternoon, right around that 3 to 4 p.m. hour, while some of us here across our eastern zone still dealing with rain. A bet is a bet. I lost because my Dolphins, of course, let me down almost every year, no matter what we do. Well, it sure is a very wet start here this morning, as you can see behind me clearly from City Cam 8 in downtown La Crosse. Current conditions in La Crosse, by the way, 38 degrees, cloudy skies, a bit misty here, and that's lowering the visibilities a little bit here to about 3 miles. Light northwest winds at around 5 miles an hour. Meanwhile, those current conditions to north in Eau Claire also looking cloudy, and also a few light rain showers still here as well. Gusty conditions. We saw gusts up to 31 miles an hour sustained winds out of the easterly direction at 25 miles an hour. It does feel like it's 23 degrees, however, when you factor in the wind chill in Eau Claire, however. Now, here's a loop from the last 18 hours. Yesterday, we had rain and snow move through. Last night, however, we had more so of some rain. Some of those rain showers produced some heavy downpours here at times as well. We're getting a bit of a break right now on the local radar picture. You can see some light rain showers well to the north over Clark County, also into portions of Rusk and into portions of Chippewa County. And most of this heavier rain that's left over from last night is weakening as it continues to push towards the east. This is all in association with this very strong low pressure system that we continue to track here for you. And this is the same system that's not only producing showers and thunderstorms here today, it's also going to be producing snow on the backside. And right now you can actually see some of the snowfall being picked up on the radar across portions of the Dakotas. And again, everything is moving in our general direction, including the chance of seeing severe weather. In fact, a lot of folks here across this nation's midsection is going to be dealing with some severe weather potential here for today and tonight, including us here in the Coulee region. In fact, the highest risk that we have here is a level 3 enhanced risk. That's for our southern communities. The further north you are located, the lesser of a risk of severe weather. But just because you're not under the enhanced risk doesn't mean you're not going to see anything. It still means that there's still a chance that you could be looking at some severe weather. And if you do have severe weather today, it's damaging winds that will be a threat, large hail, maybe some isolated tornadoes between around 4 to 7 p.m. here this afternoon and early evening as this low pressure system continues to track in our general direction here today. Now, here comes the backside. It's going to change over to snow and rain here by overnight tonight, and by early tomorrow morning here, we could be looking at full snow here coming down on the backside of that system. This is why we are under winter weather alerts, even blizzard warnings in effect here well to the west across portions of the Dakotas and western Minnesota. Here, though, in the Coulee region, we got winter storm warnings highlighted here, mainly north of La Crosse. Tonight through Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, heavy snow is possible. Wind gusts to 45 miles an hour. That could cause some blowing and drifting snow. If you are in those lighter colors there, you are under that winter weather advisory here for some lesser amounts of snowfall. And we'll time it out on Sky Tracker. 8 o'clock, still looking at some showers moving in. Here's noon today. We get a bit of a break, still looking at some cloudy skies with some rain showers, but more so to 6 p.m. This is when we can expect some of those strong storms to move through. Those could cause some of those damaging winds, hail, and some heavy downpours. And as we head into overnight tonight, here comes the snow wrapping around the north, or the backside of that system rather. It will continue to snow through at least early tomorrow morning before 8 o'clock arrives by tomorrow. And we'll be looking at that snow clearing out. Some cloudy skies are still left over before we start to see the sunshine as we head into later tomorrow afternoon. And we still are thinking that the majority of the heavier snow is going to be mainly positioned to the north. Lighter snowfall totals the further south you are. Here's a check on your 8-day forecast, and you can see that we will be looking at some windy conditions still lasting into tomorrow, breezy conditions still on Sunday, mostly cloudy for Sunday and also into early Monday. A chance of thunderstorms is possible on Tuesday of next week.